So, you've probably heard the term quiet quitting being thrown around. But what if that very act of, protecting your peace is actually setting you up for a career trap? Think about it. You're at your desk, you're doing exactly what's in your job description. Nothing more, nothing less. I mean, that sounds perfectly fair, right? But here's the thing. What if that completely reasonable approach is creating this hidden friction with your boss? And what if it's silently doing some real damage to your career? Let's dive into how this all happens. Okay, first things first, let's get a handle on this silence trend. It's not just some buzzword people are using online. It's a very real response to the crazy pressures of modern work culture. So, what is quiet quitting really? It's not about packing your things and walking out the door. It's more of a mental checkout from that whole hustle culture mindset. You're quitting the idea of always going above and beyond and just doing the bare minimum required. And this isn't happening in a vacuum. It's a direct result of some very real problems. Massive burnout, having to deal with toxic managers, and that awful sinking feeling that you're just completely undervalued. And the scale of this is just huge. A recent Gallup poll found that a full half of the U.S. workforce considers themselves quiet quitters. Just let that sink in. That's potentially half the people you work with. All right, now we need to switch gears and look at this from the other side. For managers, this trend can create a kind of unseen friction, which can lead to what you might call a boss's resentment. And right here, this is the heart of the conflict. What you, as an employee, see as just protecting your own sanity, a boss might actually see as a kind of betrayal. Two totally different worlds. So why such a strong reaction? Well, for one, it can be a real killer for team morale. When one person pulls back, other people on the team often have to pick up that slack, and that creates an imbalance a manager just can't really ignore. Second, they might see it as a signal of disloyalty. In a lot of companies, going that extra mile is basically seen as proof of your commitment. So when you only do just your job, it can come across as, hey, I'm only here for the paycheck. And this third reason, well, it's the toughest one. Your disengagement can actually expose their failures as a leader. It quietly points a finger at bad pay, no room for growth, or a toxic workplace, all without you having to say a single word. All of this friction, this resentment, it leads to the real danger for you, the employee, the career trap. It's the slow, quiet path that leads straight to your career just stalling out. Let's make this real. Meet Alex. Alex is a marketer in New York City who is just drowning in endless, unpaid, and completely unrecognized overtime. So, Alex decided to quiet quit. Boundaries were set, the laptop got shut down sharp at 5 p.m. every single day. And at first, honestly, it felt amazing. It felt like freedom. But then the performance review came around, and the feedback was pretty blunt. You meet your expectations, but you just don't exceed them. And the results of that? Zero career movement, no raise, no promotion. Alex was officially caught in the trap. You see, Alex's story really shines a light on the huge risks of this trap. You can end up being first on the chopping block when layoffs happen. You miss out on chances to build new skills, and you can get trapped in a dead-end job. But you do not have to fall into this trap. The alternative isn't going back to burnout. It's about engaging strategically. So let's talk about how to flip the script and actually set yourself up for success. The solution is not a return to burnout culture. No way. It's a smart 3-step strategy. First, you've got to communicate. Talk openly with your manager about balance. Second, set smart boundaries. Choose to really go above and beyond on projects that have a high impact. And third, invest in yourself. For example, let's look at Sarah from Seattle. She was right on the edge of quiet quitting, but instead, she went to her boss, had a real conversation, and negotiated more flexible hours to get her balanced back. And this approach had an incredible result. Not only did she get that balance back, but she also earned a 20% raise and got asked to lead a brand new major campaign. See, this is how you turn a manager's potential resentment into actual, genuine respect. You become a star player, but you do it completely on your own terms. And all this brings us to one final, really important question. When you set those boundaries at work, are you really quitting, or are you just redefining what it means to do your job and do it well?
The answer to that could honestly change your entire career.